You can lift.
Right there also we have the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural and Riverine, and also Commissioner for Public Information, Comrade Charles Egidu Aliago.
And that is the House of Representatives member, Honorable Victor Mokolo.
Yes.
And being ushered by Dr. Peterson, specialist.
And again, we have the
Council Chairman.
here, Honorable Monte Mokamba, the kind artist and his brother, the Comrade Jerry Ehiwayo, Kasao, and also the chairman of our national Oshimile North, Honorable Innocent, Honorable Chief Innocent is staying with me. And my dear brother, Pastor Jude Chukwuwike of our New South. Would like to welcome all of you.
Evangelist Tato Buzogu.
That's the Honorable Commissioner for Energy. And Dr. Kevin Obi Ezeyeli, Oshimile South. And he also doubles as the Ikemba Haba. Ikemba Haba will welcome you. Yes.
And that is
Obi Ezeyeli, PhD.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. And Anthony and the Pokuri, Digidida. Okay. Engineer, current certified engineer, Dan Osai. Dan Osai would like to welcome you. That's the senatorial chairman of the team. Would like to appreciate you.
Delta South and Delta Central.
Federal, they are all here.
Prince Bamba and Honorable Anthony Apomia is also there. Delta Central. We have Dr. Frank Mugo is here, and of course Dr. Barry Bale, Chief Economic Advisor,
is also here. And he is going to be,
I'm just saying, Engineer Lawrence Ujofo is also there. Dr. Lisa of the Supernet is also there. Pro Chancellor is here too.
to
Professor Emmanuel Wan.
Every professor.
The guest speaker, His Excellency Senator Dr.
Actor A.I Okowa is also here.
Oh, Dr. Hilary Idegulem.
We like to welcome Ekweme, Ekweme of the universe, to this very event.
Ada Anyoma is also here.
Yes, Evangelist Ada Anyoma would like to welcome
The
you.
Right Honorable Oyemechi.
Would like to appreciate you.
Our mommy at Jakaya, our original boss.
Welcome, sir. And Ipake
John Nani, have you seen John Nani?
John Nani.
John Nani,
Yes.
chairman, this company.
And you know that we've not been kind to my rep, Honorable Barrister Mrs. Merlin.
Oh,
She's been here.
she's been on ground.
She's been on ground since. And
And that is a Pakepa
Pakepa.
college.
Iwebono.
And the Scorpions himself.
Comrade Ifeanyi Ebuyenga.
And Barrister Padu Mesio of the Civil Service Commission. We welcome you. Governor Duke Senator, party leader, the Honorable Dr. Engineer Emeka Wobi.
Is also
And
here.
of course, I can also see Honorable Ferguson Owo.
It's a full house. And that is Bondos and Gadi.
Honorable Festus Kutwama, Honorable Charles Ebetulu, Honorable Engineer Prayo, Honorable Prince Emeka Osamuta, Honorable Frankie Esawa. Yes, indeed, they are all in the air.
I can tell you that the house was
That is
here.
Honorable Duffy, Chukuni Duffy. It's Aqualana.
And I can tell you, you see the greetings between Mommy Adaka Chiko,
Yes,
the majority leader, and
and that's our mommy. Chief Mrs. Perry Akogwe,
in God we trust.
in God we trust.
I'd like to welcome all of you.
And that is our mother, Chief Nkemo Kwafo,
Akowanye
Akogwe Buruburu. I can also see Honorable Amonode, Matamonode of the Justice Assembly, Honorable Austin Ogoye, Honorable Ben Obiri, Honorable James Agoye, Honorable Bridget Ayafulu, and that is our brother,
Yes. Chris Abel,
Chris Ebo.
the PG of our kingdom.
Yes. It's a full house.
Yes, Chris
In
Abel,
fact, the
welcome
house has relocated to
to
Akpo.
UNIDEL.
Yes.
Apple. And okay.
Oh, Bishop. Our Bishop of BC has arrived.
I am exalted.
Bishop of BC will welcome you special, sir.
Right Honorable Victor Wamokolo, the gentle tiger.
Please take everyone into a seat. Special seat. Special seat that way.
Let's appreciate once again Honorable Barrister Bridget Anyapolo, representing the good people of Oshimeli Islam.
George,
We like to appreciate.
have you seen mommy? Jane Edith Okowa.
Yes.
She's looking young.
Yes. We don't say. And
Mommy, I didn't know you were the one sitting.
you know that practice is not very favorable yet. Yes.
Let us go and greet them.
Yes, let's do the obedience. Obedience.
Who is calling my name? Jesus is calling my name. Hey! Jesus, if you call my name, I will answer. Let me hear. Hey! Hey! Are you ready to answer the call of God?
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
Putifi.
yeah,
Putifi. Thank you. Pastor Cordelia Ebiago, the Honorable Chief Emmanuel Bassi, and the MT, the Super Chief Assistant General. Welcome. So we are wise.
Okay, behind the tent. The UNIDEL anthem.
While we remain standing, let me invite the Bishop of Anglican Communion in Cowdhouses, Bishop Benson, to lead us in the opening prayer.
We thank you for your mercies towards us. Day after day, we look upon you for life, for provision, for care, and for protection. You have never failed. We have gathered as a community, the University of Delta, Abo. We thank you for the Vice Chancellor, the principal officers, staff, and students. Today, to celebrate our Founders Day, we thank you for all our esteemed guests be present with us throughout the ceremony. The address and every other event of this day, may they all be a blessing to this institution. We believe that with you, the University of Delta will continue to grow from strength to strength. Hear our prayers. Guide us today and thereafter through Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Thank you very much. Honorable Elder Sharif Abarowari, a governor of Delta State and visitor to the university, ably represented here by His Excellency Sir Monday Oyeme, the Deputy Governor. Your Excellency, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, the immediate past Governor of Delta State, and guest speaker, and your lovely wife, Dame Evangelist Edith Okowa. Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of the most vibrant House of Assembly in Nigeria, the Right Honorable Emomotimi Guo, member representing a Car Federal constituency, the House of Representatives, the Honorable Victor Mokolo, principal officers and members of the Delta State House of Assembly, sitting and non-sitting, honorable commissioners, particularly the Commissioner for Higher Education, Professor Yerowo Tonikari, our local government council chairman, our royal fathers, the Vice Chancellor, and members of management of the institution, members of the Governing Council, I acknowledge you. Our father, the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Emmanuel Wenzel, I greet you specially, sir. Our leaders, top government functionaries, particularly the friends of His Excellency Senator A.I Okowa, our guest speaker, College of Commissioners in the class of 2015 to 2023, students of this university, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here gathered for the 4th Founders Day celebration. To God be the glory. It will interest you to know that the guest speaker for today, His Excellency Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, the immediate past Governor of Delta State, by divine providence established this school. Can we put our hands together? It will interest you to know, that Dr. A.I Okowa himself was one time a teacher. I know most people do not know this, but when we get to that point, we will do it. May I now invite Pastor Edward Agbategude, the Director, Media and Protocol, to continue with the process.
Thank you so much, Powell. Your Excellency, standing on existing protocol, I would like to whet your appetite with a clip, a 4-minute clip. So please, let's have it. Before I introduce to you the Pro-Chancellor who will make a remark.
When the University of Delta, Agbo, was established on the 25th of February 2021, it was greeted with joy as it was the dawn of fresh opportunities, a stepping stone to advancement and greatness, a window to a wholesome academic, social and economic transformation. With a modest takeoff involving 8 faculties and a student population of 2,004 in 2021, the university has made enviable giant strides. Today, UNIDEL boasts of 12 faculties, while student admission for the 2024-2025 session is more than double of the 2021-2022 session. Evidently, the future of UNIDEL is promising, having been built on a solid foundation laid by the current pioneer management. It is like a tree planted by a gardener in a fertile ground, watered and pruned to produce the finest quality fruits.
The last time we went on inspection tour of the engineering faculty, we saw a lot of products that are being made by some of our students, and these are really homemade products. I want to say that, Madam Vice Chancellor, that is the way to go.
But we look beyond yesterday, we looked into the future, and I do know that in another 7 years, making it 10 years, we will know the impact of these institutions in this state, because we know that we took the right decision.
Appreciation must be accorded to the immediate past administration of His Excellency Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, for the establishment of the university.
I present this plaque to you, sir, in recognition of the initial role you played in founding the school and for your presence here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Just as the current government of His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Francis Sheriff Oborewori should be commended for sustaining the institution to attain greater heights.
So let us take a moment to reflect on our past, celebrate our present, and look forward to a brighter future.
In the name of Jesus, it's well with my soul today.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, and dusted, with deep sense of humility, it's my honor and privilege to welcome to the podium a renowned expert in biochemistry, a complete gentleman, a man among men who has contributed significantly to the academia and has served as a distinguished leader in various capacities. Please join me to invite to the podium the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, University of Delta, ABO, Emeritus Professor Emmanuel Nwanze. Let's jam our hands for him. Delta. His Excellency, our respected Executive Governor of Delta State, ably presented today by His Excellency, equally respected Deputy Governor, Sir Monday. His Excellency, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, former Governor of Delta State, and first visitor to UNIDEL. May I, for brevity, stand on the established protocol, recognizing the plurality of personages here present. UNIDEL is 4 years old today. This is a special Foundation Day lecture we are mounting. I say it is special because it is the first time, to my knowledge, that the real founder is giving the Foundation Day lecture. We are talking of a man who is motivational in many respects. I'll give you an example. When he was planning to establish this university, or I should say, these universities, because he established 3 at the same time, he put a call across to me. I was in faraway El Paso, Texas. And he said, "Professor, I didn't know you were traveling. We saw only last week." Because it was last week I left Asaba. This was precisely on the 21st of April. So, no, beg your pardon. On the 6th of April, 2021. In a nutshell, he told me, "Look, I have an assignment for you. The only problem is that we are going to inaugurate the subcommittee on education within a week." My relationship with the former governor has been always one of tremendous courtesy. Because although I know I'm much older, I recognize his intellect when interacting with me. Anyway, cut a long story short, I made a pledge to him. Since you are going to inaugurate this committee within 4 days, because he was going to inaugurate it on the 7th of April 2021. And I said, "Your Excellency, I will endeavor to be back before then. But should I not come back, please know that I'm very willing to serve in this committee. I have already made arrangements for my return. And behold, on the afternoon of 6th April 2021, I was in Asaba, preparatory to being sworn in on the morning of 7th April 2021. So you will see the motivation and drive that our leader exhibited. He doesn't drive like a slave driver. He drives by
showing example, standing in front and leading. I respect you, sir. I am therefore very privileged to stand before you today as the Pro-Chancellor of this great institution, as we gather to celebrate the 4th Founders Day lecture of the University of Delta Agbo. I am filled with immense pride and gratitude. I re-emphasize that because I was part of the team from inception of the many planning committee meetings we held, through to the management council committee, through to the formation of governing councils, of which I'm chairman of one of the universities today, and to the inauguration of the governing councils. First and foremost, therefore, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our founder, His Excellency Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, the immediate past governor of Delta State, whose vision and leadership have propelled our institution to new heights. Your unwavering commitment to education, sir, and excellence has created a lasting impact on our university community. Also, my sincere appreciation goes to His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff O. Ogorovori, the Executive Governor of Delta State, for his commitment to educational growth and development through the MORE agenda. I was looking through my social media content yesterday, and I saw that the committee has already designated you Mr. Development. To our staff members, I commend your tireless efforts in shaping the minds of our future leaders. Your dedication to academic excellence, innovation, and community service is truly inspiring. From our enrollment, which has been steadily growing upwards since 2021, we have seen the justification of the vision of government in establishing more universities for Delta State, thereby proving armchair critics and political enemies very wrong. For emphasis, I should point out that I wasn't originally a convert of multiplicity of universities. I was arguing against the cost and so forth and so forth. But today, I am indeed a Paul, St. Paul, in terms of embracing the fact that the multiplicity of universities has taken crime off the streets and put it in the classroom where we have our children. To our esteemed students, I urge you to continue striving for excellence, embracing the values of hard work, perseverance, and teamwork. As you navigate your academic journey, remember that you are part of a vibrant community that is committed to supporting your growth and success. As we celebrate this milestone, let us acknowledge the progress we have made as an institution. From our humble beginnings as a defunct College of Education, AGBO, to our current status as a full-fledged university, we have come a long way in our development. Our 12 faculties, state-of-the-art facilities, and commitment to research and development.
Let's jam our hands for Jesus.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was great pleasure that I welcome a woman with a heart of gold, a woman of capacity, proactive, hardworking, Chief Administrative Officer of the university. A woman of substance, a professor of computer science who is committed to excellence. A woman who has shaped and reshaped the university and has transformed the university to a very enviable level. It's my pleasure to welcome our esteemed Vice Chancellor, University of Delta, Agbo, Professor Mrs. Stella Chemeke, KSM FNCS, to the podium. You're welcome, ma'am.
Your Excellency, sir, permit me just a minute to appreciate God. Unto the Lord be the glory, great things he has done. Unto the Lord be the glory, great things he has done. Great things he has done, greater things he will do. Unto the Lord be the glory, great things he has done. Praise the Lord. Our Lord is good. We will not see shame, we will not see disgrace. Amen. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Your Excellency, His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, and the visitor to the University of Delta, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, ably represented here by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Delta State, Monday John Oyeme. His Excellency, the immediate past Executive Governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, with our amiable mother, Her Excellency, Evangelist Dame Edith Okowa, distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Representatives here present, the Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, Your Lordship, honorable members, Delta State House of Assembly, the Honorable Commissioner of Higher Education, Professor Yerowo Tonokari, and other members of Delta State Executive Council. All other protocols duly and respectfully acknowledged. I'm profoundly grateful and delighted to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion commemorating the 4th Founders Day celebration and the 3rd annual lecture series of the University of Delta, Agbo. It is with a heart full of gratitude that I recognize the presence of such distinguished personalities here today. I would like to extend a special welcome to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Delta State, and the visitor of the university, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborowori. Your consistent support and deep interest in the affairs of our university have brought us great encouragement and motivation. Your presence here today is a manifestation of your steadfast dedication to the mission of University of Delta. Let us show our appreciation with a resounding round of applause to His Excellency. Thank you. A few years ago, there were recurring calls for a change in profile and much needed upgrade of the defunct College of Education. Agbo to a degree awarding status long before the advent of the then political administration in the state. It was during this time that the immediate past governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, took note of the glaring antecedents, indicators, and parameters surrounding the defunct college. He courageously initiated the process to have the Delta State House of Assembly pass the bill for the conversion of the college to a university. In 2021, he promptly signed the bill into law, which heralded the establishment of the University of Delta Agbo. The Founders' Day celebration is a momentous occasion for us, a day to remember and honor our founding fathers and mothers whose vision and hard work unfolded this institution and transformed our land into a thriving center of academic excellence, innovation, and research. Their foresight has paved the way for us, serving us as a continual source of inspiration. We owe a debt of gratitude to those who exhibited the wisdom, the foresight, and grit necessary to bring the university to fruition. Coincidentally, as our guest lecturer today, the immediate past executive governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, he stated while ascending to the bill, what we have done today is in the best interest of the state because it is a futuristic thing and people will come to appreciate it in the future. Today, that statement resonates as a reality. Ekweme, an uncommon achiever, a unifier that networked the 3 senatorial zones in Delta State, that gave him the name the Roadmaster, a transformer, sagacious administrator, and a quintessential leader. Thank you, sir, for what you have done for Delta State. Thank you for what you are still doing for Delta State. Thank you for what you are going to continue to do for Delta State. And I pray that God Almighty will use you more for the state and for the nation. This laudable achievement would not have been possible without the unwavering support of His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Uborowori, the then Speaker and member of the Delta State House of Assembly. We are profoundly grateful as we take a tour of UNIDEL today. Much like others before us, we are reminded that Delta State government has indeed accomplished significant strides since our establishment. On this special day, we reflect our journey since UNIDEL inception on February 25th, 2021. Incidentally, yesterday was our birthday, the 4th year of the university. Over these 4 years, we have made significant strides in our mission to advance education. Our achievements thus far have underscored the collective effort of all individuals who have played a role in our development. I express my deep gratitude to each of you for your contribution, whether big or small, that have made this institution what it is today. I would like to pay homage to our founding students, the very first pillars of this university. Great UNIDEL students! Their resolve and spirit laid a foundation on which our current and future students will build. Together, we look forward to our maiden convocation for graduating students scheduled for November 19 to 21, 2025. And we celebrate this significant milestone for our university community. I also wish to acknowledge our esteemed faculty members, individuals who with passion and excellence educate, inspire, and conduct groundbreaking research that profoundly impacts both our local and global communities. Your hard work and dedication embody the essence of UNIDEL. As we continue our celebration, I especially welcome our guest lecturer, the immediate past Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON. You honored us by accepting our invitation to deliver a lecture on this important topic, nation building, the search for a Nigeria that works for all. Your insights are undoubtedly invaluable, and we look forward to the knowledge and perspective you will share with us today. To all our friends and media representatives present here, your presence adds great color and significance to this year's occasion. We appreciate your support and engagement as we navigate this journey. Appreciation to key players in the foundation and management of UNIDEL. I cannot start without expressing our immense great depth of gratitude to the visitor and Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, for the consistent encouragement we receive from the state government. This support has been instrumental, encompassing prompt responses to all our demands, timely approvals, and the allocation of essential funds to the university. As I mark approximately 4 years since my emergence as the pioneering Vice Chancellor of University of Delta Agbo, I reflect on the daunting task that this role presented. However, with the careful planning and support from several key players, we successfully established this institution, and we are grateful to you all. I extend my deepest appreciation to you, sir, for the unwavering support from your office. In addition, I must express my profound gratitude to the Honorable Commissioner for Higher Education, Professor Nyerowo Tonukari, for your positive disposition towards our initiatives and continuous progress being recorded by the university. We appreciate you, Honorable Commissioner. May I use this opportunity to thank His Royal Majesty Obi Benjamin Ikechukwu, the Dean of Agbo, Kagbo Ekuzi 1, CON, and the Reverend His Royal Majesty Obi Dr. Emmanuel Efezomo, the Obi of Owa. We sincerely appreciate your efforts in fostering a cordial relationship between the town and gown. Equally important in our appreciation for is the Governing Council, whose commitments have been pivotal to our growth. I would like to thank the Chairman of the Governing Council, Emeritus Professor Emmanuel A.C. Mwanzi, for his excellent leadership and the vital role he plays in the management and running of the university. It's clear that without the cooperation of the Governing Council, the university management must have struggled to achieve meaningful progress. I extend my gratitude to all members of Governing Council. I would like to acknowledge my colleagues and the management at the management level, including the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Patricia Etuna Mba, the Registrar, Barrister Richmond Omagbemi, the Bossa, Mr. Sonny Ikogo, and the University Librarian, Dr. Mrs. Vera Okonoko. Special thanks to all the deans, all the directors, heads of department, and the chairmen and members of various committees of council and senate. Moreover, I express my appreciation to the dedicated staff across various departments, the registry, bursary, audit, planning, academic planning, works, and all other services in the university. The support and cooperation from the academic and non-academic staff union, such as the ASU, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, the non-academic staff union, NASU, are all commendable. Lastly, I extend my gratitude to the parents and guardians of our students for their unwavering support. Together with the contribution of these key players, we have been able to lay a solid foundation for UNIDEL and continue to strive for excellence in the higher education. Expression of gratitude to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Delta State. We would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency again, the Executive Governor of Delta State, for honoring the commitment made during the last Founders Day celebration. We are truly grateful for the ongoing development of the 1,500-seater lecture theatre at the main campus. The project is ongoing, and the approval for staffing in the Medicine and School of Basic Medical Sciences and other departments, and the financial assistance provided for the accreditation of our academic program. We are indeed very grateful. We are also grateful to the Speaker, House of Assembly, and members of House of Assembly, because without them, we will not be getting this approval. We really appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Your administration dedication to enhancing our institution is deeply appreciated. We acknowledge the various other areas that also require attention, and we are thankful for the interest in the advancement. The University of Delta needs infrastructural improvements and facilities to promote growth and elevate its standing. While we are thankful for these current projects, we also seek support in the following vital areas: the furnishing of the 500 lecture theatre, 11 classrooms, and the new library at the Faculty of Engineering in Owalero campus, the construction and furnishing of the main auditorium, the provision of science equipment, and the construction and furnishing of a central science laboratory. These essential facilities and upgrades will significantly contribute to the holistic development of the university and the broader Delta State community, fostering an environment conducive to quality education, research, and innovation. We sincerely appreciate your attention and support for our institution. Your tireless commitment to education and the overall progress of Delta State is truly laudable, exemplifying the principles of your administration's MORE agenda. With your valuable leadership, we believe the University of Delta will achieve remarkable excellence. Your investment in our growth will leave a lasting legacy for our students and the future of Delta State. Thank you, Your Excellency. The recent achievements and commissioning of projects. I'm thrilled to share the significant strides made by the University of Delta in the past 12 months, notably a successful commissioning of various projects funded through our internally generated revenue and the remarkable accreditation of our academic program. UNIDEL has achieved a historic milestone by securing NUC accreditation for impressive 71 out of 74 assessed courses, resulting in an extraordinary success rate of approximately 96%. This achievement is a clear indication of the unwavering commitment and dedication of our academic staff and the entire University of Delta community. The accreditation marks a vital step towards fulfilling the strategic goals of the current administration, with a focus on enhancing our academic offering. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborowori, the Executive Governor of Delta State, as well as the Delta State Government, the Honorable Commissioner for Higher Education, Emeritus Professor E.A.C. Wanze, members of the Governing Council, ASU, SANU, all stakeholders in UNIDEL project. Your steadfast support and guidance have played an instrumental role in achieving this remarkable success. Additionally, I'm pleased to announce that the Acting Executive Secretary, then Mayake of the NUC, approved the establishment of full-time undergraduate program, including BSc Anatomy, BSc Physiology, BSc Medical Biochemistry, and BSc Radiography and Radiation Science. That's effective from 2024-2025 academic session. The accomplishment is also as a result of a successful resource verification visit by the NUC panel to UNIDEL, and it also reflects the quality of staff that the university has and the robust quality assurance that exists in the university. And during this last fourth matriculation ceremony that was held in November 8, 2024, we welcomed 4,500 new students into a diverse academic community, an increase of 750 students compared to the previous year. This growth underscores UNIDEL's position as a beacon of knowledge and innovation in Nigeria. In collaboration with the National Universities Commission, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has benefited 319 UNIDEL students, securing a total of 59,735,000 naira. That was given to these 319 students, and it has been credited to their account. Additionally, some students in the Faculty of Education, they also received funding and scholarship from the Federal Ministry of Education. All those reading education, they were all funded one way or the other. But out of these whole lots that are reading education, 14 were selected for scholarship, and they were given a sum of 300,000 each, and that they will get until they graduate, provided they meet a certain standard. Also, the Anglican Diocesan Charity Foundation, headed by evangelist Mrs. Ngozi Bama, recently also awarded 22 deserving and indigent students of UNIDEL with a sum of 200,000 each to pay their school fees. We want to really appreciate all those that are assisting. Our institution is also grateful for generous donation, including 5 million naira from Chief Emmanuel C. Okala, SAN. He gave us the 5 million naira for library books in the Faculty of Law. We also received 100 computers from Barrister Chiedu Ebie, Chairman of the Niger Delta Development Commission. We also received significant endowment contribution of 10 million naira from Dr. Patrick Okowa in support of environmental law and human rights law. We also received 10 million naira from Dr. Patrick Okowa again recently as scholarship fund for indigent law students, which we really truly appreciate all their support. A call for research proposal from Nigerian universities from the French Embassy on plastic waste management was also released in 2024. I'm excited to announce that of all the universities that went for that proposal, only 5 universities were chosen, and University of Delta is among that 5. And the university has secured a research grant of 50,000 euros from the French Embassy for our project that is titled Innovative Approach to a Sustainable Plastic Waste Management System. This ambitious initiative aims to engage the university community in structured recycling and repurposing efforts to mitigate plastic waste pollution, addressing a critical environmental issue within University of Delta and its host communities. The project will be implemented in 3 phases over 18 months. And so far, we have received the first tranche from the French Embassy of 30 million naira. And the second and the third phase will introduce a low technology innovation known as pull-extruder, designed to convert plastic waste into 3D filaments. And by adopting this comprehensive approach, we aim not to only manage plastic waste effectively, but also to create a sustainable system driven by the sales that are generated from the first phase. The first tranche we have received, the team they are working, this group is headed by the Vice Chancellor and the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and 7 others in that research team. In another exciting development, Zenith Bank PLC has completed a multi-million naira information and communication technology center at UNIDEL, a project that was initiated under the leadership of the former Group Managing Director and CEO, Dr. Ebenezer Onyago. I would like to express gratitude to the current Group Managing Director, CEO, Dame Dr. Adora Umeoji, CON, for overseeing the furnishing of the center, which will significantly enhance our students' learning experience by serving as a hub for digital innovation. As we mark our Founders' Day, we are honored to invite Your Excellency to commission some of the completed projects, most especially the remodeling of the Performing Arts Building, the remodeling of the University of Delta demonstration, and the 800-seater capacity lecture hall and offices that was built. On behalf of University of Delta, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your generous donations of land, which signifies a profound commitment to advancing education and community. And this appreciation goes to the people of Oki community, the Obi of Ubiri, and the Abago Clan Union. We want to appreciate all the donations that have come so far, and we also wish to express all our gratitude to all the Obis, most especially also the Den of Agbo. As the title document for all this land that have been given to the university, they are currently with the Governing Council for rectification. We assure you that once their decisions are made, we'll communicate with those communities promptly with what the university will do with those land. We are dedicated to utilizing this land for education, research, and community growth. We are reaffirming our shared commitment to a brighter future. We express our gratitude to the illustrious sons and daughters of the Ika Kingdom for heeding the clarion call in support of the Ika Language Center, which was launched at the last Founders' Day. And during this Founders' Day, we received generous donations that has made to help actualize this vision. I want to extend our profound gratitude to all those who contributed, and we pray that those that pledge, that God Almighty will provide for them to be able to redeem their pledges. To date, we have received a significant sum of 82,620,000 towards that Ika language project. While the project is currently progressing, it has encountered challenges due to limited funds. We kindly appeal for the prompt redemption of our standing donation and also encourage more donations from our sons and daughters of Ika land so that we can achieve that Ika language center. Together, we can ensure that this vital project reaches its full potential and serves the community well into the future. Appeal for support from the government and the community. The University of Delta Agbo continues to face several pressing needs that require immediate attention and support. At this moment, I would like to earnestly solicit your assistance in addressing our most critical concern, particularly one, construction of medical hostel and acquisition of coastal buses. A call to action for corporate bodies and medical advocates. Today, I stand before you to highlight the vital opportunity that can significantly impact the future of medical education at the University of Delta Agbo. We recognize the urgent requirement for medical hostels on our campus, as that is one of the major requirements for the NDCN visits. They will soon come. And when they come, they want to see the student hostel close to where the hospital is. And I pray that God Almighty will raise great men and great women of Delta State to assist in achieving this particular project. Secondly, we have proposal for transforming community hospital into University of Delta Teaching Hospital for enhanced medical education accreditation. I want to put on record and appreciate the CMD of the 3 medical institutions, the General Hospital at Agbo, the Mother and Child, and then the Diagnosis Center. They really assisted us to get the accreditation for the medical program. However, one of the criteria that is required for us to be able to get accredited or our students will move to another facility is that we must have a teaching center. That means the university and the General Hospital Agbo must be given a new name as a teaching center for the university. Same thing with the Diagnosis Center. I want for us to be able to achieve this accreditation goal, it is crucial to have a designated teaching hospital. We believe that the conversion of the aforementioned hospitals will facilitate the process. These facilities are equipped with the state-of-the-art medical technology and infrastructure that will significantly enhance the academic practical training of our students. They are well-maintained environments and experienced medical staff provide an ideal setting for education. And of course, taking them around the MDC and the NUC around these facilities, that is what endorses the medical school. And we want to pray that the change in name is really critical, that if that can be done, that will go a great way to ensure that medical school gets accredited by the MDCN. Appeal for endowment fund to support outstanding graduating students at the University of Delta. The maiden convocation at the University of Delta. I take this opportunity to appeal for support from both the government and generous donors. This significant event not only marks the academic achievements of our students, but also presents a unique opportunity to recognize and reward excellence. We aspire to establish endowment funds aimed at supporting our best graduating students across various fields. Those funds will serve multiple purposes, providing scholarship, aiding in further educational pursuit, and promoting research initiatives. We want to believe that our great sons and daughters of Delta State will key into this endowment, can have best students in any subject of your area. As you support, God Almighty will bless you all in Jesus' name. Moreover, the recent resource verification exercise by NUC confirmed the viability of these endowments, that if we can have that, it will also go a great deal to support what the university is doing. And so your contribution will enable us to recognize the remarkable achievements of our highest performing students. I call upon the government, private sector, stakeholders, and philanthropists, individuals to stand with us in this noble endeavor. Together, we can ensure that University of Delta continues to foster academic excellence and produces graduates who will make significant contribution to our community and beyond. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the University of Delta and congratulations to the University of Delta as we celebrate the 4th Founders Day. This milestone signifies not only our journey of academic excellence, but also the unwavering dedication of all who have contributed to our development. I esteem founders, faculty members, students, and the collaborative spirit of our community. As we reflect on our progress, we also recognize the challenge ahead and the pressing needs of the university, as enumerated earlier. We want to finally appreciate all those who have come here today to honor us. Let us come together, governments, corporate bodies, individuals, to invest in the future of our students and the advancement of healthcare in Delta State. Together, we can ensure that UNIDEL continues to thrive as a beacon of knowledge, innovation, and community service. Here is to continued growth and success as we embark on the next chapter of our journey. Thank you very much for listening.
Jam your hands for the Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, Madam. The reason for which we are here is now. It has come. And I want to welcome to the podium the Registrar of the Institution, the Chief Administrative Officer, Barrister Richmond Omagbemi.
Madam Vice Chancellor, let me respectfully invite our guest lecturer to join us at the dais. His Excellency, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, is a distinguished statesman, medical doctor, and public servant, whose career has been marked by visionary leadership and an unwavering commitment to national development. Born on July 8, 1959, in Owa Alero, Delta State, Dr. Okowa qualified as a medical doctor from the University of Ibadan at the age of 22 and began his career as a medical practitioner before transitioning into public service. In 1991, he was appointed the Secretary of Ika Local Government Council in the defunct Delta State, and upon the creation of Delta State in the same year, he became the first chairman of Ika Northeast Local Government Council. His dedication and expertise led to his appointment as a 3-time commissioner in Delta State, where he played a pivotal role in shaping policies, particularly in the health sector. Elected to the Nigerian Senate in 2011, Dr. Okowa distinguished himself as chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, where he championed the landmark National Health Act. In 2015, he was elected the governor of Delta State and was re-elected in 2019. Leading an administration that prioritized youth empowerment, economic diversification, education, infrastructure, and healthcare reform. His entrepreneurship programs, YAGEP, STEP, RESA, and JEST, empowered thousands of youths. At the same time, his vision to enhance the relevance, functionality, and quality of education from the basic to the tertiary level led to the rehabilitation and equipping of 6 technical colleges and the building of 9 new ones in the state, as well as the establishment of 3 new universities, including the University of Delta, Agbo. Under his leadership, Delta State also became a trailblazer in universal health coverage, with over 1.3 million enrollees in the Delta State Contributory Health Scheme, the highest in Nigeria. Dr. Okowa's tenure also saw significant infrastructural development, including the construction of over 2,000 kilometers of roads and 1,400 kilometers of drainage channels. The Asaba Stormwater Drainage Project and the iconic Stephen Keshi Stadium, which hosted the 2018 African Senior Athletics Championship. Signature projects in his administration include the ultra-modern Professor Chike Edozian Central Secretariat Complex, a floating market in Warri North local government area, the 20.29 kilometers Obotobo 1, Obotobo 2, Sokebolo, Yokri Road in Brutu local government area, the Mariam Babangida Film Village and Leisure Park, Asaba, and the Coca Flyover and Interchange, Asaba. His administration's commitment to governance and human capital development earned him numerous awards, including Governor of the Year, Vanguard, AIT, Silverbird TV, and the Zik Prize in Leadership. A commander of the Order of the Niger and a respected national figure, Dr. Okowa served as the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 election. Throughout his career, he has remained a champion of good governance, social justice, and inclusive development. Dr. Okowa is happily married to Dame Edith Okowa, and they are blessed with 4 lovely children and grandchildren. A devout Christian, he embodies the principles of integrity, diligence, and service to humanity. It is this facilitator of excellence, this wonderful creation of nature, this global team player, this quintessential personality, this great thinker, Owa's finest, this robust planner, lover of progress, this courageous decision maker, astute administrator, this political colossus, this son, friend and lover of our land and Agbo Kingdom, a healer of men's souls and bodies, this triple-barreled university founder, this God-sent and living enigma, a grassroots mobilizer, this beloved statesman, this practical, pragmatic, and strategic planner, and a great lover of education, that I now invite to deliver the 3rd Founders Day lecture at the 4th Founders Day ceremony of the University of Delta. Your Excellency, please.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Delta State, here representing our Governor, Mr. Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, and members of the Delta State House of Assembly, my wife, the wife of the immediate past Governor of Delta State, the Chairman of the Governing Council, and members of the Governing Council of this great institution, the Vice Chancellor, and management staff of this great institution, our invited guests, particularly the Royal Fathers, including commissioners of the state and other top government functionaries here present, the management staff of the institution, and our dear students, particularly, because without them you do not have an institution. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to acknowledge with thanks the invitation extended to me by the management of this budding institution of learning, the University of Delta Agbo, to be guest lecturer for the 4th Founders Day celebration of the university. I must commend the commitment and staff and the governing council of the university since year 2021 that the institution was better. I'm proud of the works, the level of growth and success in so short a time. Congratulations. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic and culturally diverse federation of 36 autonomous states and the Federal Capital Territory. A multicultural nation, home to over 250 ethnic groups, and proudly recognized as the most populous black nation on earth. Nigeria became a country in 1914 when 2 protectorates, the North and the South, were amalgamated by Britain, who exercised colonial rule over her. The Richard's Constitution of 1946 introduced regional governments into Nigeria, dividing the country into 3 regions, the northern, the eastern, and the western regions. This gave rise to regional, tribal, and ethnic politics as the leaders of the country then strengthened and sustained same. The amalgamation of diverse ethnic groups into a single geopolitical entity laid a foundation for a nation, though rich in diversity, but fraught with divisions. Nigeria is a nation where diversity, supposedly a gift from God, has become a source of division and its greatest weakness. The same diversity that defines our identity has continued to complicate our challenges by cleaving us along ethnic, religious, and regional divides. As a country, we have continued to confront the contradictions that the colonial structures bequeathed on us with limited success. So many variables have been identified as being responsible for Nigeria's inability to build a durable national identity and social cohesion that is all-encompassing and truly Nigerian. These challenges and weaknesses, which we have not been able to deal with effectively as a people and nation, brings us to the theme of today's talk, nation building, the search for a Nigeria that works for all. The aim of this paper is to address why nation building is difficult to achieve in Nigeria, why many other countries have used national integration mechanisms to improve their social cohesion, create national identity, and deepen their development, Nigeria appears to lag behind. This lecture addresses the challenges and opportunities in creating a cohesive and inclusive and prosperous Nigerian state, and we explore strategies for fostering unity, good governance, and equitable development to build a nation that works truly for all citizens. Creating and developing processes that will help build the consciousness of oneness amongst individuals and groups to enable us cultivate a sense of love and commitment to our nation state is a concept all in leadership at all levels, both in the public and private sector, must commit to in the first instance. In our search for nationhood, we must be ready to discard those attitudes and step down those narratives that disunite us, and begin to build on those things that bring us together in a durable relationship that benefits all, while building lasting trust, especially among the elites and the political class. In our desire to build a nation that works for all Nigerians, the elite and the leadership must inspire collaborative action for national progress and be ready to address Nigeria's unique challenges honestly and build the potentials in our abundant human and natural resources in order to recreate trust. This paper will delve into the historical context, challenges,
opportunities and actionable ways forward for nation building in Nigeria with the goal to achieve a stable, prosperous, and united country. Understanding nation building. Nation building refers to the process of constructing and structuring a national identity that brings diverse groups together under shared goals and values. It involves creating a stable, unified society where governance, economic development, and social inclusion promote collective prosperity and harmony. Nation building is all about the people and encompasses building a common sense of purpose, a sense of shared destiny, and a sense of community. In a paper delivered by Brian A. Gambari in 2008 on the challenges of nation building in the case of Nigeria, he maintained the stand that nations do not come by historical accidents. He averred that nation building is the outcome of conscious statecraft and not a happenstance. It is usually a work in progress, a dynamic process in consistent demand for nurturing and reinvention. It never ceases, for every nation is presently being confronted with one new challenge or the other, even the almighty United States of America. There are core values that need to be achieved in nation building. According to Kagame in 2010 in one of the papers presented, the first of these core values is a conscious cultivation of a national identity, the sense of belonging based on shared values, tradition, history, and aspirations. The second is the establishment of institutions and laws of governance which formalize the relationship between the leaders and citizens and the expectations of service delivery. The third feature is a participation of citizens in the governance process by choosing a system that serves them best, selecting their leaders, and playing active role in decision making. Key elements of nation building will therefore necessarily include fostering a sense of community, transparent and accountable governance, rule of law, sustainable economic development that reduce poverty and enhance quality of life for all citizens, and social inclusion through the promotion of access to resources, representation, and opportunities. Nigeria's historical context, the pre-colonial era. Nigeria's diverse ethnic, linguistic, and cultural composition dates back to its pre-colonial communities, which were organized into kingdoms and empires like the Hausa Fulani, the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Benin, etc. Adejumo in 2010 notes that Nigeria comprised over 250 ethnic groupings with more than 4,000 dialects. While this diversity fostered rich traditions and cultures, it also created challenges in fostering unity among distinct groups. The building of Nigeria as a nation began in 1900 with the creation of the Northern and Southern Protectorates, along with the colony of Lagos. In 1914, the two protectorates were amalgamated by Britain into a country. The Southern Protectorate and the colony of Lagos having been earlier merged. As I said earlier, by 1946, Nigeria was divided into three regions, the Northern, Western, and Eastern regions. Nigeria finally gained her independence in 1960. In the colonial era, the British colonial administration established a framework that prioritized economic exploitation and regional disparities over national unity. So obviously they were not ready to build us as a unified nation. They were more interested in the exploitation, and they benefited from the divisions that we had amongst ourselves. The post-independence period. After gaining independence in 1960, Nigeria faced significant obstacles to nation building. The euphoria of independence was followed by political instability, ethnic tensions, and a civil war in 1967 to 1970. Decades of military rule further weakened institutions, disrupted democratic processes, and gave no room for citizens' participation in the governance process. The return to democratic rule in 1999 brought hope for stability, development, and citizens' participation in the governance process. Current realities. There is a wide gap between the wealthy and the poor, hindering inclusive growth. Weak institutions, corruption, inadequate service delivery, and lack of patriotism have continued to impede development. Security concerns such as banditry and kidnappings, especially in the northwest region, continued insurgency by terrorist groups in the northeast, separatist agitations in the southeast, ethnic clashes, and farmer-settlers clash, more in the south and in the middle belt areas, have continued to worsen the economic situation in our country. Despite these challenges, Nigeria has shown resilience with a growing recognition of the need to foster unity through inclusive policies and leadership. The understanding of the issues raised by our history sets the stage for exploring actionable strategies to create a Nigeria that truly works for all. Now we'll go into the challenges hindering a Nigeria that works for all. There is no doubt that as a nation, Nigeria possesses immense potentials. However, certain systemic challenges continue to hinder its progress, creating obstacles on its path towards building a nation that is inclusive, cohesive, enabling all to have a sense of commitment to its nationhood. Such challenges include the following. The challenges from our history, as earlier stated, ethno-religious divisions, socio-economic inequalities, weak institutions, corruption and lack of patriotism, challenges of an appropriate constitutional settlement, the challenges of leadership, security concerns, educational and health gaps. Colonial rule divided Nigeria into north and south with different land tenure systems, local government administrations, judicial and educational systems. Many of our elites in the colonial and early post-independence period had their education and work outlook modeled by the regional institutions. Nigeria did not have a central rallying figure like Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana or Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Rather, each region threw up its own ethnic champions, complicating the divisions and the fragility of our union. Ethno-religious divisions. Nigerians have continued to identify themselves more deeply on the basis of religion and ethnic and regional groupings. Governance and policy making more often prioritize religion and ethnic considerations to the detriment of national interest and inclusivity. These sharp lines of division impact negatively on our national unity as they erode social trust and cohesion, thereby creating barriers to collective efforts for national development. Socioeconomic inequalities and regional disparities. To enable all commit to nationhood and a common identity, Nigeria needs to establish a baseline of social and economic rights which all members of the national community must enjoy. The 1999 Constitution provides a guide. Through the development of the economy and equal opportunities, the provision of social safety nets, we need to address the inequalities that exist. The growth in our economy since independence has not truly translated to making the life of most Nigerians better, nor has it reduced the disparities and inequalities in the national community. As Abdul Qadir and Bello in 2010 notes, Nigeria has a stunted growth. Countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia and many others that were at the same level of development in the 1960s during the peak of decolonization process have since gone far ahead on the human, material and infrastructural development scales. In contrast, Nigeria appears to be on a steady decline. The poverty rate is estimated to have reached 38.9% in year 2023, with an estimated 7 million Nigerians living below the poverty line. This is the world's second largest population after India, according to the World Bank report in 2024. With job creation and entrepreneurship prospects stifle the absorption of the 3.5 million Nigerians entering the labor market every year. Spatial inequality continues to be large and service delivery is limited. Infrastructure gaps constrain access to electricity and hinder the domestic economic integration. And according to the World Bank in their report in 2024, during the 2015 to 2022, growth rates decreased and GDP per capita flattened, driven by policy missteps compounded by shocks. Monetary and exchange rate policies became increasingly distortive and eroded confidence. Fiscal deficits increased due to low oil production and costly subsidies. External shocks such as the COVID-19 pandemic, higher global food prices, devastating floods in year 2018 and 2022, and a destructive demonetization policy in early 2023 affected the economy. This is from the World Bank report in year 2024. Inability of many states to generate resources internally perpetuates regional poverty and reduces opportunities for marginalized groups, fueling discontent and social unrest. And if we look at the history of this nation, we'll find that in the northeast and in the northwest, where generally the states appear to be a lot poorer, we begin to find a lot more of insurgency and distortion of the peace of this nation come from these two regions of the country. Nations are built by healthy and skilled citizens. The lightly marginalized citizenry, crippled by poverty and lacking basic needs, can hardly be motivated to play its role in the development of the nation. Weak institutions, corruption, and lack of patriotism. The quality of national institutions will likely determine the ability of government to deliver its policies, programs, and sustain economic growth. We are likely not transparent, fair, and consistent in the setting of our rules, hiring of persons with technical expertise or moral competence, nor are we patriotic in the implementation of goals. Governance systems are often undermined by political interference and inefficiency. Widespread corruption weakens the credibility of public institutions and fosters apathy among our citizens. The constitutional challenge. Nigeria has not been able to craft a constitution that is acceptable by an overwhelming majority of the citizens since independence. There has been a lot of agitation for the principle of federalism as a foundation for our nation, and we are supposed to be federating states anyway in a federation, but I do not know whether that is what is practiced today. This problem of having the foundation based on what we have agreed upon that we're a federation that is not working is creating a lot of problem for us in this nation. This principle of federalism has faced some steep challenges over the years from those who want a unitary form of government. The problem of an acceptable federalism is further compounded by the question of fiscal federalism. While we likely agree that Nigeria should be a federation, there is no clear consensus on the nature of that federation, whether we should have territorially or ethnically defined states, nor is there a consensus on fiscal federalism. The leadership challenge. Leadership is a critical factor in nation building. It is the duty of the leader to set goals, be exemplary, and develop the vision for a greater tomorrow. The leader should be competent, committed, honest, and patriotic. In the governance process, the leader must pursue a collective and common vision and focus on an equitable development for all in the national community. The leader ought to have full grasp of the challenges, both economic and political, and be equipped to tackle these challenges with a high level of integrity, operating within the rule of law. To make progress, the nation needs a leadership team that understands and appreciates the nation-building challenges confronting our nation. TED in 2010 observes that the problem of this great nation so far has been the quality and ability of good and patriotic leadership to lead Nigeria well to attain its full potential and enhance progress. A good leader, he says, must inspire. A good leader can inspire the most incorrigible followers and transform them into responsible citizens. And Momodu said in 2012 that followers are ready to follow a trusted leader even into fire. I do not know whether that is possible now with the kind of things we see in our nation today. Considering the complexity of issues and challenges that confront us as a nation and the varying divides, it may not just be as simple as such researchers have put forth. No. Security concerns, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, herder farmers conflicts, and communal conflicts continue to create fear and displacement, disrupting the livelihoods and governance. Inadequate policing, poorly equipped and underfunded security forces struggle to combat internal threats. Insecurity continues to discourage investment, restricts access to education, particularly in the Northeast and some parts of the Northwest, and continues to undermine long-term development initiatives. Food production and food security is likely threatened by this insecurity and may lead to further importation of food, causing a strain on our foreign reserves and the value of our currency. Educational and health gaps. The deprivation in education, particularly in northern Nigeria, is driven by various factors, including economic barriers, sociocultural norms and practices that discourage attendance in formal education, especially for girls. In northeastern and northwestern states, 29% and 35% of Muslim children respectively receive Quranic education devoid of basic skills such as literacy and numeracy. In the Northeast, over 2.8 million children are in need of education in emergency as a result of displacement in conflicts. The United Nations Children's Fund says the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria is now 18.3 million, positioning Nigeria as the country with the highest number of out-of-school children globally as of May 2024. This obviously is a setback for us as a people, and we must do everything possible to ensure that our children return to school. Healthcare systems are underfunded and overstretched, while both sectors, the health and the education sector, suffer from poor infrastructure and lack of skilled personnel. Now, charting the path for the future. We've talked about the challenges, but what are the possible things that can be done? The pursuit of the goal of a shared destiny, national integration, inclusion, trust, and socio-economic development is one that is multi-dimensional. A multifaceted approach is essential to create a sustainable, prosperous, and inclusive Nigeria where every citizen can thrive. Key strategies for building a Nigeria that works for all would include the following. 1. Good governance and the rule of law. There is a need to strengthen democratic institutions, as weak institutions cannot deliver trust nor development. We must therefore build institutions capable of delivering justice, enforcing laws, and upholding citizens' rights. Establishing strong and independent institutions that protect democracy, combat corruption, promote ethical governance, and ensure transparency in public administration is a core need. The government of Nigeria, led by His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, established by law the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. These institutions need to be strengthened, and I also believe that the National Assembly, the state assemblies, and the legislative arms of local government councils must assume their independent roles and ensure proper oversight of the executive arm of government. 2. Promoting inclusivity and equity. In order to bridge regional and group gaps, there is a need to promote policies that address disparities in access to resources, access to education and economic opportunities across regions. We must ensure that the leadership reflects the Nigerians' diversity in order to foster a sense of belonging among all the groups. There is a need to ensure equal opportunities for all by creating programs and initiatives to uplift underrepresented groups, especially women, the youth, and the fiscally challenged. Human capital development. There is a need to improve on our investment in human capital, guaranteeing universal access to quality education with a focus on science and technology, encouraging innovation and skills development, and fostering an environment where entrepreneurship and vocational training can flourish, enabling citizens to contribute meaningfully to economic development. And I want to charge the institution, UNIDEL today, that in going as a university, you're just in the first few years, there's the need to focus on entrepreneurship development. And there is no harm if every single student passing through this institution, whether you are in the sciences or you are in the arts, you are made to learn a form of trade, a form of skill that can help build you up for the future. So we need actually, as one of the key things, an entrepreneurship development center. And I think that that ought to be the driving force, so that every student who is passing through this institution is also made to pass through that. And we must have entrepreneurship development as a core course in this institution. Something must distinguish you from other universities, and we must look clearly in that direction if we are to build a university that will stand out. There is also the need to continue to strengthen and expand healthcare systems to meet the needs of all Nigerians. There is a need for a deeper collaboration between the federal government and the sub-national governments, along with the private sector in this regard. The government should ensure the full implementation of the National Health Act and the full release of the Basic Healthcare Fund to enable access to healthcare by the unserved. We worked hard in my time in the Senate to ensure that the National Health Bill was passed into law, and it was signed in December 2014. I believe that a lot of Nigerians, particularly the very, very vulnerable, can benefit from this health act if we have a full release of the funding and if it is being put into full implementation. I thank the current Minister of Health, who appears to be doing a lot, but a lot more needs to be done to ensure full release of the funds from the Basic Health Fund, of which 50% of that funding is supposed to enable provision of funds for health insurance for the vulnerable in the society. Because the greatest thing we can do for our people is to ensure that no matter how low you are able to have the requisite education, at least up to the secondary school level, and also to have access to healthcare at any point in time. We cannot continue to pay out of the pocket and believe that we are actually providing services for our people. So I want to call on the federal government to ensure that there is full release of the basic health funds and encourage the current Minister of Health to continue to ensure full release and implementation by the states of the basic healthcare fund the way it ought to be. Leveraging Nigeria's diversity. It is possible to harness our diversity as an asset. There is need to establish platforms for interethnic and interfaith dialogue to foster mutual understanding and promote national unity. Such dialogue should be held regularly and not just at the time of conflict. Unfortunately, we always want to respond to conflicts. But if we have a regular discourse amongst ourselves, it will be much better and much easier for us as a nation to be able to understand ourselves more and therefore collectively build a nation that will truly work for all. Even in the gathering that we had, I think it was on the 20th, during the launch of the Journey in Service by IBB. We saw so many Nigerians all out there together. We can use such informal forum, but a more formalized forum will even be more helpful to discuss the issues of Nigeria, to discuss the perceptions that we have, and to right the wrongs that have been done. And even in that forum, it came out, because IBB said in his book that Abiola won the election. That statement alone has gone out to heal the wounds. Here we must be ready to attend to the needs of the very low in the community. There's what they call social banking. Unfortunately, we have not been serious-minded at that. The microfinance banking. So that for now, the real banking, if you want to take loans from the bank, it's only available to the middle class and the rich. The very poor farmer in the home is not able to access loans from any bank at the moment and at cheap rates. If the ones that they do, they go to money lenders who will charge them exorbitantly. So they cannot even improve on their very micro businesses and the nano businesses that they have. We must begin to look into grow. Investing in critical infrastructure such as power, roads, rail transport, and data connectivity to boost productivity. Strengthen the financial sector and ensuring on lending at friendly interest rates through the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, and the Nation Bank. Paying special attention to the development of agriculture, technology, and the digital economy. Strong collaboration and partnership with the organized private sector. Providing the enabling environment for industrial growth, dealing with security concerns and land acquisition challenges. This requires a strong partnership between the federal government and the sub-national government. Development of other minerals in our land in a structured manner and within the approved regulations as in the oil sector. Mining of all other minerals, therefore, ought to be regulated as in the oil industry. Because today we are regulating the oil industry a lot, and it appears to be what is giving us all that we need in this country in terms of foreign exchange. But we have a lot of solid minerals, and we are paying lip service to the regulation in such a manner that truly the government and the people can truly benefit from such resources. And we have all manner of illegal mining going on across this country. It is unfair, it is unnational, and should not be the way out for this nation. Aggressive encouragement of downstream development of natural gas, which Nigeria has in abundance. Today we shout about Qatar. We started about the same time, the LNG trains. Now Qatar has built a lot of resources. It's become very rich from the development of the gas sector. We have failed to develop beyond the first set of LNG that we have at the moment. We have got to 6 trains, and now is the time we are trying to develop the 7th train, all in one block. But Qatar has gone on to develop several of those trains of the required natural gas, and has provided a lot of funding for it. We have a lot of oil gas sitting in our soil, and we are not ready to go in that direction because we are just comfortable with exporting crude oil. I thank God that a lot of action is taken recently in that. Noted a resurgence of investor confidence in the Nigerian economy following the measures adopted by the federal government, stating also that since May 2023, the economy has consistently grown and the growth is broad-based. He, however, also noted that the inflation rate at 34.8 in December 2024 has remained too high for too long. We need to urgently provide a enabling environment for increased productivity and review the monetary and fiscal policy in favor of productivity. That is not the situation at the moment. I'm glad that the debate on tax reform is simmering. The bills will do our nation a lot of good as long as the few offensive parts are amended, which I believe the National Assembly has the capacity to handle during the public hearing and the 10th reading. The reform bills, when amended, will obviously do our nation a lot of good and will continue to stimulate our economy in various regions. Additionally, there is need to enlarge and put into more effective use the seaports in Calabar, Warri, Onne, Koko, etc., and to dredge the Niger Basin River Channel and the Escravos Channel, the Phase 2, and other river channels that are silting. We must restart the vast agriculture and natural resources in our various regions, including oil palm, rubber, cocoa, timber, and grow other crops like wheat and many other crops for export. With a GDP per capita of $1,596, that is for Nigeria, and Malaysia and Indonesia at $11,370 and $4,876, we have a lot of economic engineering to do, as we're all at par in the early independence period, because they have managed their population, they have managed the economy in such a way that there has been a collective growth. In Malaysia, for instance, they have well over almost 4 million of their people into smallholder schemes of oil palm, which helps to service the bigger farms. And with that, you find that you hardly will find anybody who is not able to feed himself. Nigeria has the capacity to do that if we can remain consistent with our economic policies, as we drove the agricultural sector in the past. If we had remained consistent and not allow the euphoria of crude oil export to drive us backward, by now I'm sure that we would have been doing a lot in terms of oil palm production. It is not too late to start, and I believe we are beginning to start, and I hope and pray that we're able to truly attend to all these issues and ensure that we're able to carry everybody along, as long also as we address the insecurity in the land. Call to action. A multifaceted approach is essential to build the nation of our dream, where all will be proud to commit to and identify with Nigeria. The leadership at all tiers of government, the elite, the political class, the traditional rulers and religious leaders must be coordinated to work together. Practical steps that need to be taken will include building platforms for national dialogue among diverse stakeholders and institutionalizing town hall meetings at local, state, and national levels, strengthening the public-private sector partnership for development, and incentivizing private sector investment in agriculture and technology, implementing development projects targeting critical areas such as transport, energy, and technology, encouraging collaboration of government with civil societies and private sector by creating task forces to address national priorities, leveraging international funding and technical assistance from development partners to support projects, and then developing metrics to track progress in our nation-building efforts, and key performance indicators should be established for tracking equity, inclusivity, cohesion, and growth. Education as a critical sector in nation building. Education plays a critical role in building a strong and united nation, as it contributes significantly to its social, economic, and political development. To harness the full potential of education in building a cohesive and united society, it is crucial for governments to invest in quality education systems that are accessible to all, regardless of the socio-economic status or geographical location. In order to maximize its contribution to the nation's progress, the education curriculum must reflect the country's values and aspirations, promote critical thinking, analytical skills, and ethical behaviors essential for nurturing active and engaged citizens. This is very important because we see all kinds of vices in educational institutions, and I know that the only way we can truly say we are graduating a student, and we are happy to do so, is when you have been able to build up the mind of that undergraduate, turning a graduate into the kind of person that you can truly say, I'm proud to send this into the Nigerian market. I do not know in how many institutions of our nation today we can proudly say we have been able to satisfy that this, we have been able to satisfy both this student, both in learning and character. Many times, we are no longer able to speak on such, and it's just unfortunate. We must begin to rebuild the institutions to deliver as we ought to do. Education empowers the mind, and this transformative power must be directed at the transformative and growth stages of our children towards building bridges and oneness for a brighter future. Anchor in 2015 posited that building a better future for all in the nation begins with education, which fosters peace in society. Education contributes to developing morals, values, and skills that empower the nation's citizens to be well-rounded and tolerant adults prepared to alter the course of the nation for the better. The national policy on education has spelled out goals and objectives of Nigeria's education policy. 1. The inculcation of national consciousness and unity. 2. The inculcation of the correct types of values and attitudes for the survival of the Nigerian society. 3. The training of the mind in the understanding of the world. The policy is giving you 3 steps already, 3 policy directions. And the 4th is not the least, but the 4th actually is the teaching that you do in the institution, that you do in the classroom. But it has recognized 3 other factors well ahead of that. And it's important that we take cognizance of this. And the 4th is the acquisition of appropriate skill, ability, and competence, both mental and physical, as equipment for the individual to live and contribute to the development of society. This appears to be where all of us tend to perhaps concentrate on. We forget the first, second, and third steps in our national objectives and policy. Have we tailored our education along these stated goals and objectives as an institution? We're just starting 4 years down the line. But at the foundation, you must be ready to do what is right. Otherwise, if you don't do what is right at the foundation, then you have lost it. I thank God that we're working hard in this institution. Are these well-crafted goals spelled out in the curricula of our tertiary institutions? This is for all institutions to answer now. Are we, as managers of our higher institutions, more concerned about the number of graduates that we send out yearly, or about the number of minds we have molded and empowered to be citizens with both the relevant skills and morals, values, and national consciousness to lead? These are questions the management staff and the governing council must ask themselves as they continue to build the initial foundation in this institution. Education is not limited to the ability to read and write alone, but includes the ability to become a functional and productive member of the society. Inteye and Folari in 2016 notes that education balances the growth of an individual's total personality by training his spirit, his intellect, and feeling, which is considered a vital instrument for growth and desired progress for men and women. An educated person who is transformed may not be found in the act of robbery, murder, kidnapping, rape, and other vices, thus making the nation a place of peace and comfort where nation building and economic development strive. In the works of Osalusi in 2010, he knows that through education, citizens of a given nation who have acquired the required knowledge, develop the right skills, and manifest desirable attitudes that are necessary for them to be able to live comfortably and also contribute their quota to nation building and bring about sustainable development. Educational institutions create platforms that allow students from different backgrounds to interact, collaborate, and develop mutual understanding. It therefore helps to promote social cohesion and bridges ethnic, religious, and regional divides. A deliberate policy, therefore, must be put in place to encourage mixed populations in our higher institutions by the political elite. And this includes those who make laws. The Unity Schools model ought to be built upon and managed to yield the intended result But this is not so, as the original intention of mixed populations from different geopolitical zones appeared to have been lost with falling standards and poor funding. The National Youth Service Corps program should be better funded and state governments encouraged to support NYSC enrollees. States should be encouraged to employ a mandatory number of youth corps willing to stay behind after their service year. All higher institutions should be encouraged to have a quota for students from other states willing to undertake their education in such institutions. There is a need for a deliberate and implementable policy that encourages multi-ethnic and multi-religious interactions at all levels of our nation's structures. The function of education is to produce enlightened citizens. It contributes slightly to the development of a national identity and the willingness to live together, ultimately building a strong sense of nationhood. Our heterogeneous and pluralistic society in Africa, Nigeria inclusive, makes it more challenging to build a cohesive and functional nation. The political elites have over time continued to strengthen this device for selfish political gains and have likely been more interested in election victories than in a nation that works for all Nigerians. The more enlightened and informed our minds are, the more likely we'll be able to take decisions that are in the best interest of our collective interest. We must therefore prioritize education by increasing funding and access to quality education and updating curricula to meet modern demands. Key roles of education in nation building must be emphasized in the curriculum and vision of each institution and should necessarily include 1. Promoting national identity and national pride through the teaching of our country's history, cultures, and values, and creating a shared understanding of citizenship. 2. Promoting civic education and raising awareness about rights, responsibilities, and the importance of civic participation. Education should develop informed citizens who are more likely to participate in the democratic process and hold leaders accountable. 3. Fostering unity and social cohesion through education, as individuals from diverse backgrounds are opportune to interact and learn together. 4. Building the human capital by equipping individuals with skills, knowledge, and competence needed to contribute meaningfully to the economy of the nation. 5. Driving entrepreneurship and technological advancement through education. A well-educated population contributes to a more productive and innovative economy. 6. Leveraging on access to quality education to break the circle of poverty and income inequality, as education empowers citizens with the means to improve their socioeconomic status and access to better opportunities. 7. Tackling unemployment through vocational training and literacy programs. This way, we address the root cause of insecurity, foster peace and stability. 8. Health and well-being. Education is linked to improved health outcomes, and as it raises awareness on health issues and promotes healthy lifestyles, such decisions will help reduce maternal and child mortality and improve child spacing. When we have an educated people, beyond the fact that it helps you to understand your body, understand what to do, it will help in improving child spacing. And once we are improving our child spacing, we are actually managing our populations. Now, because of what we begin to see globally, you find that many of our young children are no longer ready to go beyond 2, 3 children, maximum 4. But in the past, people used to pride themselves that are giving birth. A woman now, not even a man, are giving birth to 8 to 10 people. I remember a time I was in MBC, and where I did my youth service in 1982. When the woman gives birth to 10 children, they will kill a cow for you. And you think that you're helping that woman, but that woman is breeding poverty. It's unfortunate. And this is the kind of thing we see in many of our rural areas where people have not had access to education, they don't have an informed mind, and therefore they continue to give birth to children who they are not able to take care of, creating continuing crisis in our security system in this nation. We must educate our people, for education truly is the way out. Nigeria needs to actively manage our population growth rates for effective planning. More than half of global population growth between now and 2050 is expected to occur in Africa, with Nigeria contributing a sizable number. With our dwindling economy, high poverty rate, we need to take steps to address population growth that would push our nation to greater unemployment, poverty, and heightened insecurity. Investing much more in education is crucial for Nigeria's nation-building efforts. Poor access in rural areas, poverty, insecurity, and teacher shortages needs to be addressed sufficiently, while all tiers of government should endeavor to meet the mark of 20% budgetary allocation as recommended by UNESCO. Significantly increased funding for research is needed for all higher institutions of learning, and much of such funding by government and industry should be targeted in areas most productive. We need to begin to catch up with the rest of the world, and research findings must be linked up with the industry. It is my belief that through prioritizing education and implementing policies that improve access and quality, Nigeria can harness the transformative power of education to advance nation building and development. The University of Delta Agbo. Going through the website of the university, I saw that the institution has beautifully crafted a vision for itself to be an institution of excellence geared towards producing competent graduates capable of meeting the challenges of national development. The Vice Chancellor in her welcome address at same site says, at the University of Delta, we pride ourselves on providing excellent education, shaping future leaders, and promoting national development. As a world-class institution, we are committed to providing a conducive learning environment that fosters academic excellence, innovation and creativity, research and development, and community service. I join the Governing Council, the management and academic staff to work earnestly to achieve the vision we have collectively set for ourselves, such that in 10, 15, 20, and 50 years from now, we'll be proud of the foundation that we laid for this institution. We must train the mind of our students in the understanding of our nation, Nigeria, and the world around, inculcating the correct types of values and attitudes in them that will build national consciousness and patriotic spirit needed for the unity and collective development of our nation. Our curriculum must promote civic education and the importance of civic participation. There must be a drive to stir up the entrepreneurship spirit in our youth through well-guided training, and this is needed for a productive, creative, and innovative economy. I've spoken about that earlier, and I hope that in the next 2 years, we'll be able to have a functional entrepreneurship development center, and that our curriculum will be remodeled in such a way that every student that goes through this institution will have to have learned one skill or the other. And God will help us to achieve that in Jesus' name. We must produce graduates who are globally competitive and ready to take on the world. Information technology is key, and all students passing through this institution should be well equipped at least on the basic level. We must join the global debates on artificial intelligence, considering the global impact and reconstruction that comes with it. The institution must be research friendly if it must make its mark. Such research must be linked with the industry, especially science-based research. The university must find innovative ways of raising research funds. I also suggest the percentage of internally generated funds should compulsorily be devoted to funding research. Charity begins at home. The institution should start off a consultancy unit to provide services in the field of engineering, environmental science, agriculture, accounting, and etc. The town and GAM relationship must be strengthened to take advantage of its benefits through the power of community mobilization. This is one thing I must thank the current management of the institution and the Government Council for they have successfully gone to interact, to relate, and to bring in the town into a strong relationship with this institution. We need to do a lot more because through that we will be able to truly mobilize resources and mobilize personnel that will help this university to grow faster than it would ordinarily have done. Conclusion. The journey towards nationhood and building a Nigeria that works for all requires bold, decisive action from leaders, the elite, and the active participation of the citizenry. In our resolve to build a stable, unified society where the governance process promotes collective prosperity, social inclusion, and cohesion of the component parts of the Nigerian state, there is a need to build a culture of honesty and establish a tradition of selflessness and patriotism in public service. There is a need for the construction of our past and a resolve to build a nation that works for all. We must campaign vigorously against ethnic chauvinism and religious bigotry. In the wise counsel of Sir Ahmad Bello, as written by Adejumo in 2010, he notes, here in northern Nigeria, we have people of many different races, tribes, and religions who are knit together by common history, common interests, and common ideas. The things that unite us are stronger than the things that divide us. I always remind people of our family-rooted policy of religious tolerance. We have no intention of favoring one religion at the expense of another. Subject to the varying needs to preserve law and order, it is our determination that everyone should have absolute liberty to practice his belief according to dictates of his conscience. This is the kind of attitude we need to have and to run with in this nation. Development and nation building do not happen by themselves. They are guided by people, thoughtful and visionary leaders willing to make sacrifices, reach compromises, and be selfless and patriotic. Our political leadership and the elite must realize that it is time to walk the talk. It is time to begin a new process of reconstruction of our minds and that of the citizenry. There is the urgent need to re-engineer the Nigerian economy for self-reliance. We must diversify the economy, create the enabling environment for industry growth, tackle insecurity, and make use of our vast land and natural resources. For Nigeria to unlock the full potential of its population and achieve sustainable development, it needs to invest a lot more in education and research and address the challenge of equitable access to quality education. The tiers of governments must work together to drastically reduce the number of out-of-school children. Our dream of a nation that works for all will only be achieved through honest hard work and respect for one another's views and peculiar ways. A strong, more united and socially inclusive Nigeria can only be built through collective efforts. Have we been swallowed up by the multiple challenges? No. Can we truly restart the process of reconstructing our nation? I think we can. While there is the need for a new commitment from the leadership and elite at all levels of our society to lead with honor, all Nigerians must commit to being patriotic and be ready to develop a sense of community. I would like at this stage to thank the Government Council, the Vice Chancellor and management staff of the University of Delta Agbo for extending this invitation to me. In just 4 years, UNIDEL has grown beyond my expectation, and I'm truly proud of that. When we established 3 universities in a day, in February 2021, people thought I was crazy. People thought, how would he fund it? People tried to make jest about it. But today, 4 years down the line, I have every reason to glorify the name of the Lord and to thank all Deltas. But more importantly, I want to thank the current administration under Governor Sheriff Oborore and his team for sustaining this vision, which will have a lot of impact for our children. We may not feel the effect today, but in another 20 years, we'll feel the impact of these 4 universities in our state. And thank God, with the 4 universities run by our state, and we are the first state to run 4 universities, we have never gone on strike one day. Salaries are being paid. The numbers of students are growing on a daily basis, and the accreditation speaks for itself. That we can have 96% in the accreditation of courses. I must thank the management staff of this institution and thank the governor who facilitated this. There were some people, and I will not hide it, who thought that if they came to power in this state, the first thing they would do would be to close some of the universities. But the universities have spoken for themselves, and I know that going forward, the universities have come to stay, and the institutions will continue to grow from strength to strength. I am proud of the work that you have done. I'm also so proud of you all, both the management and even the students. I'm proud of you all. And it is my prayer that the students will do us proud now and in the future. May God Almighty give us the collective will. I use that language, us, with myself inclusive and the governor of Delta State inclusive. May Almighty God give us the collective will and strength to succeed in our efforts to make the best out of this university. Congratulations on your 4th Founders Day, as we all eagerly look forward to receive your first set of graduates this year, 2025. Congratulations and God bless you all.
Past governor of Delta State. Please, I want to crave your indulgence to as a mark of respect, let's rise up and give a resounding applause for the immediate past governor who has effectively delivered the lecture. Jam your hands for him, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You know, when I said we should rise up, His Excellency, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, rose up. That is a mark of respect. So let's clap for His Excellency. Senator A.I Okowa has given us a blueprint for a better university and a better nation. There's a man who knows it all, and we thank God for his vision. On that note, we want to relax our nerves a little bit. Let me call on the cultural troupe for a display, just as short as possible, before we invite His Excellency to speak to us.
Your Excellencies, this dance does not take indomie or pasta. There must be special akpu after now. Please clap for them. Your Excellency, recall that when the VC was to address us, she sang. Please be informed that the CD of that song is available at Baleke Market at 200 naira. And in course of the lecture, His Excellency said something about oil, a lot about oil. I'm told that Kwara State is now oil producing. Palm oil, please. It's palm oil they produce. Well, I have the singular honor and privilege at this point in time to invite the This Day Arise award-winning governor of the year. I've been reliably informed that Daily Telegraph has also given him governor of the year for infrastructure. He's the only governor in Delta State that is a visitor to 4 state-owned universities. I think our governor deserves a round of applause. His Excellency, the Right Honorable Elder Sharif Francis Orokwedo Borewoli, JP, the Governor of Delta State and visitor to this university, ably represented here by the most loyal Deputy Governor anywhere in the world. His Excellency, Sir Chief Monday Oyeme, Deputy Governor, Delta State.
Oluwa show me love when I no get nothing. Carry my matter for head. Now I need get post. This is my testimony. Onuwa sawon baraj hallelujah.
Please be seated, please. Your Excellency, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, immediate past Governor of Delta State, and his beautiful spouse, our mother, Dame Edith Okowa. The Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emomotimi Guwa. Right Honorable Victor Mwokolo, Member of the National Assembly representing Ika Federal Constituency. Other principal officers and members of Delta State House of Assembly present, honorable commissioners here present, with particular reference to Professor John Tonokari, the Honorable Commissioner of Higher Education, local government chairman present here. The chairman of the Government Council of University of Delta, the Vice Chancellor, and management of UNIDEL, our royal fathers here present, our religious fathers here present, members of the Governing Council, our great leaders, other top government functionaries, our dear students and members of the university community, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from our governor, the governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Efo Oborewori, whom I am representing here on this very great and memorable occasion. He has asked me to deliver a very brief address, which I hereby deliver. It is my pleasure to address this gathering as we celebrate the 2025 Founders Day of this university. Before I proceed with my brief remark, I want to appreciate His Excellency, Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, the immediate past governor of Delta State, for his bold vision to establish this university. I think I will want to request our Vice Chancellor to permit me to add another title to our amiable leader, the immediate past governor of Delta State, and the original founder of this university. From what we have heard through his lecture today, I think he qualifies to be addressed as Professor Senator Dr. A.I Okowa. Even the critics and naysayers will agree that the coming of UNIDEL has given hope to thousands of school leavers who otherwise would have been roaming the streets today. I note with joy that 4,500 new students were admitted into the university for the current academic session. Without doubt, each of these students possesses immense potentials and promise for the growth and development of Delta State and Nigeria. It is also gratifying to note that UNIDEL has received an accreditation for 71 out of 74 academic programs. This is a very remarkable achievement that is worthy of commendation. Quality functional education is one of the priority areas of the MORE agenda of my administration. We believe that education is not merely about imparting knowledge, it is also about shaping characters, fostering creativity, and equipping the students with the right skill sets and mindsets that they need to excel in global marketplace. The major drawback of our current educational system is that it prepares our graduates for salaried employment. We are determined to reverse the course by ensuring that technical and vocational education feature prominently in the academic curricula of our educational institution, beginning from the primary schools. It is my earnest expectation that UNIDEL will ensure that the academic curriculum is such that graduates from here will have knowledge and technical know-how to be job and wealth creators and not just job seekers, as advised by our leader. Today, as we reflect on our achievements so far, I'm happy to inform you that we have continued to invest significantly in educational infrastructures and quality programs. We have made strides in developing resources to improve our universities, including the construction of critical infrastructure and the enhancement of laboratory facilities. As the university approaches its first convocation, It is my considered view that the governing board and the university administrators should consider establishing endowment fund to enable it finance its long-term goals and initiatives in line with global best practice. This sustainable source of income can also support the provision of scholarships to brilliant but indigent students, enhance educational resources, and empower innovative research initiatives. To those who can contribute to this noble cause, I extend my heartfelt appeal. Invest in our youth, and you invest in the future of Delta State and our nation. The state of healthcare in Nigeria is a pressing concern for all of us. Hence, the role of quality medical education cannot be overemphasized. The administration is committed to ensuring that medical students receive practical hand-on training alongside theoretical knowledge. The establishment of medical hostel and conversion of community health facilities into teaching hospital is one of the steps we have taken to enable us to provide a conducive learning climate for our medical students and to further our drive for quality medical education. I implore all stakeholders within the healthcare sector, including medical practitioners and philanthropists, to partner with us in this regard. Your support can catalyze the transformation of the healthcare education in our states. We have the land and the vision. What we now need is your partnership. Together we can create an environment where our medical students can learn, grow, and eventually serve our communities with care and empathy. As I conclude my brief remark, let me salute Professor Senator Dr. A.I Okowa for his impactful lecture that works for all of us. Sir, your insights are invaluable, and they resonate deeply within the heart of average Nigerian. For a very country that works for every one of us, not just for the rich and powerful. As you rightly pointed out, building a political economy that promotes economic and social inclusion is critical to realizing our nation's aspirations. It is my earnest expectation that we will incorporate these values, these lessons in the education sector by promoting an inclusive educational framework that empowers every student regardless of their background. Together we can create not only a university, but a society that thrives on fairness, justice, and opportunities for all. Let me emphasize that our journey towards educational excellence is a commitment to continuous improvement and collaboration. I invite each of you here present, educators, administrators, community leaders, stakeholders, to come together. We can build Delta State where education flourishes and every child can dream boldly. Let us commit to a future rich in knowledge and excellence, cooperation, mutual understanding, prosperity, and progress. God bless Delta State. God bless you all. Thank you for listening.
Hallelujah, the song I wrote. Hallelujah, the song I read. That you too much. In fact, the baby much. It is something. Overflowing with you. Unto you, I walk on my way. I bring on my praise for now. Overflowing praise. Overflowing praise. Unto you, I walk on my way. I bring on my praise for now. Overflowing praise. Overflowing praise.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Professor Mrs. Stella Chimeke, to come and do some presentations. After that, appreciation and group photograph.
Senator Dr. A.I Okowa, CON, now Professor Senator Dr. A.I Okowa. Thank you so much for this wonderful lecture. We just want to say thank you, sir. And then also the students, they wish to also appreciate you for what you are doing. The SUG and the executive will also come out to do presentation. On behalf of the council, management staff, and students of the University of Delta, we say thank you, sir, for all that you have done today. Thank you, we appreciate you. This wonderful lecture and for honoring us. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Before we say any further thing here, can we give our leader 3 fundamental boza? Okay, can we give him 3 American boza? Boza man, ayo. Your Excellency, sir, it's such an honor to have you in our school, sir. It's an honor to have you. So we have an award. So on behalf of over 10,000 students of the University of Delta, we want to present this to you, sir. You are a leader. Our governor, leader, super governor, leader, the past leader, governor, super. Can we give our leader 3 fundamental boza? Of the greatest Nigerian students? I cannot be intimidated Nigerian students. Ever conscious Nigerian students. I want to yarn. I want to talk. I want to internalize. I want to re-strategize. I want to doctorize. I want to communicate. I want to stop. I want to continue. Of the greatest boza. Fundamental waga. Fundamental wiggy waga. Can you jam your hands together for our leader? So we are so honored to have you here at the University of Delta. I'm short of words actually. but we have an award for you too. Thank you so much, sir. This one is special. This one is for our mother. For Pampa. Mommy, when they take care of us. Students at the back. If you are a student at the back, can you be on your feet now? Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. All right. Hold on, please. Sweet mother, sweet mother, sweet mother, forget you, all this suffer, you don't suffer for us. Sweet mother, sweet mother, we love you. Of the greatest Nigerian students, Mommy, there could have been no better pioneer vice chancellor. You are the best. You are the best. Mommy, you're the pamper. And you know just how much we love you. Can you see how beautiful our vice chancellor looks today? She is radiating in full glory. If you see her on Monday, another glory. On Tuesday, another glory. Mama, we love you so much. Thank you so much, ma. And on behalf of the entire students of the University of Delta, I want to present this to you.
Thank you.
Jam your hand for the Nigerian students. Wonderful students. We humbly invite His Excellency, the Governor, and the immediate past Governor, and the Vice Chancellor management team for a group photograph quickly here, please.